Yo, what's up YouTube? JuicyJ here. If you guys are new to the channel and don't know who I am, I'm the 2019 World Cyber Games Clash Royale Champion, and this channel is about helping you guys get better at Clash Royale, whether it be your friends, your clanmates, or simply get some trophies. And this video is going to be a long requested video, as well as one that I've been thinking about for a long time. It's going to be an advanced building placement guide. I just want to go over a couple things before we get started to kind of categorize some things and make my explanations a lot easier for you guys. So first things first, we're going to be leaving out the Tesla as well as the Lava Hound for today, because those are like, the Tesla is unlike any other building, as well as the Lava Hound is like any other building targeting unit. So I just want to preface with that. Next thing is, as you guys can see on your screen here, we have the first category of buildings here. So these are considered the active buildings. These active buildings are buildings that shoot and attack themselves at the building itself. And these buildings actually have a smaller hitbox and therefore less pull strength than the passive buildings. Here are the passive buildings. Anything that spawns, anything that doesn't do anything, anything that where the building itself isn't the one shooting. So pump, spawners, cage, etc. And so those are the two types of buildings. We're going to leave the Tesla out for today. Maybe I'll make another video on Tesla in the future. And then next up, we're going to be going into the different types of building targeting units. So right here, we have these, I call these the slow rollers, the slow big tanks. They're building targeting, they're very slow, etc. They're all here. Ice Golem is considered one of these, even though it's not really like any of them, but it will behave the same way as all of these building targeting units. Next up, we have kind of the speedsters, like the pressure, the stuff that goes straight to tower really quickly kind of things. These are all going to behave the same way when it comes to how you need to place your buildings versus these building targeting units. The last category we got here is our air units. These are definitely some pretty niche units that you're gonna have to have very specific building placement strategy versus these air units. Anyways, I'm glad I was able to categorize that. At this point, I'm gonna go ahead and cut, and I'm gonna hop into some gameplay and start showing you guys the actual placements for each building, for each of these different category of cards. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a second. Before I hop in the gameplay, I just want to make sure you guys are understanding. So I'm going to be hopping into some gameplay right now with my mini account, with myself. I'm going to be playing the cannon, which is going to represent all active buildings. Rewind to the beginning of the video if you guys need to refresh your memory on what the active buildings are. And then tombstone is going to represent all passive buildings. So whenever you guys see me place a cannon, assume it's going to work for all the active ones. Whenever you see me place a tombstone, assume that placement is going to work for all the passive ones. On the other side, these are the three different categories here that my mini account is going to be playing these cards onto me. So any Hog Rider is going to represent all of those quick ones like Royal Hogs, Ram Rider, Battle Ram. Giant is going to represent all of those big tank building targeting units like Golem, Royal Giant, Ice Golem, Elixir Golem, that stuff. And then Skeleton Barrel is going to represent the air ones like a Skeleton Barrel and Balloon. So whenever you guys see me using a building placement versus one of these cards, I assume it's going to work for all of those other cards that are in the same category. Anyways, that's enough talking. Let's head in and do some demonstrations for you guys. Alright, so let me just get cycle. Looks like I got my cannon in cycle. Just for convenience sake, I'm going to be starting it off right now with a giant. So giant, the bridge. Correct placement you guys always want to use versus giant is the 4-3 placement. Let's count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So the reason why I'm calling this cannon a 4-3 placement is because it's 4 tiles away from the river and 3 tiles away from the tower that he's attacking. That's what I was counting, each tile between the tower and between the river. That is going to be the name of that building placement for convenience sake. So next things next, let's go ahead and get to the fast ones with a hog rider. Instead of a 4-3, you're going to be using a 4-2. So one more towards the left. 4 tiles away from the river, always. 2 tiles away from the tower that he's attacking. And this is basically always what you're going to be using with the active buildings. Always 4 tiles away from the river, and then the thing that changes is how many tiles away from the tower that they're attacking. So I'm going to show you guys one more thing here with the cannon. So assuming they play skeleton barrel or balloon directly at the bridge, you actually use the same exact placement, the 4-2 placement. 4-2 placement is the most versatile placement by far. It's going to pull most of everything. Very, very efficient. But what I am going to show you guys, which is going to be useful for anybody that plays balloon or skeleton barrel as well. Let's go and cycle right onto it. If you're playing against a seasoned veteran air wind condition player, a lot of times they're going to be placing their skeleton barrel behind this little chain. So check it out. You actually, if they place that correct placement behind the chain, it's actually harder to pull a air wind condition like that. And you actually have to shift your cannon 1 tile over to the left once again, and this becomes a 4-1 placement. 4 tiles away from the river, 1 tile away from your tower. So let's just get a quick recap on the active buildings. We have the 4-3 placement for the slower units. You have the 4-2 placement, which is going to work for all cards, including the hog rider, ram rider, battle ram. And it also is going to work versus skeleton barrels and balloons that are placed directly at the river. But if your opponent is a seasoned player and he understands the interactions, a lot of the times you're going to see your opponent who's playing an air wind condition right behind this little chain right here on either side. It's going to make it a little bit harder to pull with your building, so you have to shift it 1 more tile to the left or 1 more tile to the right, depending on which side they're attacking, to make it a 4-1 placement. So that's going to be the active buildings, and right now I'm going to be showing you guys the differences between the active and passive buildings. So with the passive buildings, all of that which I just told you is absolutely the same exact thing. You guys don't have to worry about that being different. It's going to be the 4-3, the 4-2, and the 4-1. What is different is a little bit of variation. Because the active buildings actually have a larger hitbox, they're able to pull things a little bit farther than normal. So let's go with the hog rider right here. What I'm going to be using right here is a 3-3 placement. With a cannon, this placement would not work, but with this tombstone placement, I'm placing it 1 tile up extra, so it becomes a 3-3 placement. So whenever you do a 3-3 placement or 3-2 placement, you're going to be able to pull hog riders or ram riders or battle rams from both sides of the map. This also includes regular ground units like mini P.E.K.K.A, princes, bandit, you name it. Going with the 3-3 or the 3-2, basically just 1 tile up with a passive building, you're going to pull anything from both sides of the map. Whereas with the cannon, let me go ahead and just demonstrate it for you guys real quick. With a cannon, this 3-3 placement, it's just not going to work. For some reason, they coded it so that the cannons, the active buildings, actually have less of a hitbox. Last thing that I want to show you guys real quick, if we can do it with a couple seconds left, is if their skeleton barrel is placed behind this chain, you can actually pull it with the 3-2 placement. You don't have to place it 1 more tile to the right. You don't have to do the 4-1. All you just got to do is place your passive building up 1 extra tile to make it a 3-2 placement. You're going to be able to pull those skeleton barrels or balloons that are played behind that chain. Anyways, this was just a short kind of little video. You know, I think I demonstrated absolutely everything when it comes down to building placements right here in this video. It might have been a little bit too fast for some of you guys, but I really suggest you guys go back and you watch, rewatch everything that I just showed during that kind of 1v1 game. I will be doing some Tesla and some Lava Hound stuff in the future if you guys are interested in seeing that. Tesla is a whole nother boat. There's no other building like it. There's definitely some weird placements that you gotta get used to when it comes to the Tesla. But for simplicity's sake, I think that is it. I've showed you guys everything you guys need to know. Just remember, with your passive buildings, it's all 4 tiles away from the river, the 4-3, the 4-2, and the 4-1. Again, when you use your passive buildings, that's when you can switch it up a bit. You can play it up 1 extra tile, gain the advantage of pulling those hog riders and ram riders, stuff like that, from both lanes. And also, if you play it up 1 extra tile, you're going to be able to pull those skeleton barrels and balloons that are placed behind the chain. It's different arenas, but hopefully you guys understood that. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. And if you guys are looking for more in-depth stuff, definitely check out my coaching information below as well, along with my social media. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like. 200 like goal. Let me know if I should raise that like goal. To be honest, I need to check like how we've been doing on the last couple of videos with the likes, but every like definitely helps out with the YouTube algorithm and all that, as well as any of you guys have watched the video up at this point. It really helps me out when you guys watch through the entire videos. Anyways, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe, turn on notifications for more Clash Royale content. Stay juicy, and peace out.